Hello, everyone. I see that we have people on already. Y'all look, I'm usually about 5, 10 minutes. I'm behind schedule, but tonight, no, ma'am. I am so ready for this conversation tonight. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Graciously Me. My name is Jamila Scott. I'm the founder, as well as a fellow sister now, of Graciously Me Women's Empowerment Movement. I'm the host of Conversations with Graciously Me. And just a few quick things before we get started. In the description box, there is a link to StreamYard to give permission for me to see your name. If you've done this already, because we're a couple episodes in, don't worry about it. You're already good to go. If you have not, go out really quickly, give them permission and come back into the conversation so that when you leave comments, I know who you are. I know your name. We can see your picture. I can even put you up live. So go ahead and take care of that. If you also have not invited all the women you wanted to invite tonight, do that as well. Go ahead and get them in. We'll have someone in the background letting people in. So go ahead and invite if you have not done so. What else do I want to say before we get started? Let's see. Replay. People who are watching the replay, make sure that you type hashtag replay in the comments so that I know you were here for the replay. I value both replay and live viewers. But tonight, the live viewers get a treat. If your name is in the comments and you type confidence in the comments, we know that you are live and we know that you are here with us, and you will be entered to win a drawing for a book written by, all right, let me make sure I have this right. Is it Nyasha?
Nyasha.
Nyasha. I was supposed to do that before I got started. I'm so sorry. So Nyasha, right?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. All right. So Nyasha has written a book. Someone may win that book. Someone may also win. She has an affirmation jar where she has handwritten herself of affirmations that someone that's watching live will win. So of those two people that will win, look, look, let me go back. When I talked to her through Messenger, she's like, I want to give away something. So it looked like the giveaway just didn't stop. So she said, not only is she giving away a free book, not only is she giving away a free jar of affirmations, but she is also giving away to whoever wins those two items a 30-minute consultation to talk with her personally. So y'all, welcome tonight. We're going to have a good time. I see all the confidence popping up, so we know you're here live. So this is looking good. We're so excited. What else do I want to say? Oh, November birthdays really quickly. Zawana has won. There was no need for me to do the wheel. I have been posting all week. I have been saying, ladies, is up. I've been saying, where are the November birthdays? Wendy has even said, where is everybody? Zawana put her name in, so she won for November. If there's anybody that didn't put their name and their birthday is in November, happy birthday. But Zawana has won. So she will be getting the mug with the goodies with the mug. So Zawana, I'll make sure that I get in contact with you. Let's see. Tonight, we are going to get started. We have our first international guest, ladies, all the way from across the pond, from England, y'all. It's like 12 midnight where she is now. So she is sacrificing being with us tonight, but she is so excited about being here. So I just want to thank you for even being our first international guest. And she is the mama diva herself. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to prolong the show. Please introduce yourself for us.
Hello, ladies. I am Nyasha Keynes Douglas. Yes, a mouthful, I know. And I am a woman empowerment and confidence coach. I am the head, the leader of the diva gang. And a diva is a woman who is spinning all those plates. A diva is a hustler. So I'm the mama diva, and we have a few aunties. But I'm a mother of two. Well, I call them girls, but they're not girls anymore. They're 26 and 19, my girls. So I'm a mother of two. I'm an author. And I just like to see women win. I live in the UK. I'm originally from Grenada, which is in the Caribbean, but I've been in the UK longer than I've been in Grenada. So yeah, it's 12:05 and I'm still awake and still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to just have a conversation.
I look, thank you again. Thank you. When I look over some of your stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have got to get her in here. We need her because confidence is so important. If you don't have confidence, you really can't really fulfill your purpose like you're
Mhm.
supposed to. You can't get to where, your goals that you want to get to. There's so many things that interfere with your life when you don't have the confidence to do those things. So, how was your journey into being? Tell us a little bit about your journey into becoming the Mama Diva. I call you the confidence coach. What led you to this path?
My journey, I would say, started 26 years ago when I had my daughter. I was only 15 when I had my first daughter. And if you're from a Caribbean or a black background where your family had no incidents and this is the first big hoo-ha that's happening, it was, for me, it was a terrible time. It was shameful. It was like, what have you done? And my family was also very involved in the church and all of that. And after I had my daughter, my parents and grandparents, they said to me, you may have a child, but you're not a woman. You need to pick up and make something of yourself. Because when you're a teenage mom, in those days, when you're a teenage mom, you seen as though you wasted your life. No one wants you now. What contribution could you make to society? Now you can go back, you can be in school and be pregnant. You couldn't in those days. So I had to dig deep. And I did not want my daughter, Krista, to grow with the stigma of your mother had you and then this is where she is. She's done nothing with herself. So I had to dig deep. I had to dig into the strong woman that I had around me. And it was really, really hard, like, going back to school and getting an education and all of that. And I took the long route into coaching because even though I've always been the frontish, we say frontish, the frontish one, the one who makes the most noise, the one who's always advising people, I went into accounting because, again, as a black household, what do you mean you want to be a coach? I mean, 25 years ago, what do you mean? You either have to be a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, an engineer. And so I went down the accounting route, but I went to work every single day, got to the top of my field, and I wasn't fulfilled with what I was doing. I got to a point where I didn't want to get up and go to work every day. What I did want to do was get up and go to church every day because I worked in the youth department and I helped all the young ladies, one way or another. I was seen as the hip auntie. I had dreadlocks then, red dreadlocks. I went to church in jeans and my trainers.
Right.
And I was unfulfilled in my accounting job. And it took a lot for me to leave that and think, what do I want to do with my life? So I listen, I took the scenic route. I went and I did a law degree because I thought, you know what, maybe I can help people there. Long story short, it got to a place where I realized that my purpose was helping other women because I had something which I was unapologetically me. And I've always been that way. I was always being told, you must be seen and not heard. Go and sit down. That's big people business. So I was always I'm still that person in my family. So I like to see women win. I like to see women win. And I think as women, we keep a lot to ourselves. You know, we don't want to look as though we're not winning. We don't want to look as though we're not being a good mom. We don't want to look as though we're not coping. And we sit there and we take and we take and we take, and then we break. And then people was like, I did not know you were going through this. I did not know you were going through that. So I felt it was my purpose and my plan, and that I was put on this world by God, who I believe is my higher power, to help other people. He gave me my personality and stuff like that to help other people. So then I left my job, said to my husband, I'm leaving my job and I'm starting my own business. He looked at me as though you have lost the plot more than you lost it already. And I went, I did courses and all of that to educate myself so that I'm doing things in the right way when it came to coaching. And here we are. I'm sitting here today speaking to people.
Well, congratulations on that. That was a huge step just to walk away, especially after all of that schooling. But you're right. You're helping people, and that every one of us wants to do something that we feel like is meaningful and that we're making an impact. So congratulations on doing that. Now tell us what is confidence? Because we hear it all the time, and we hear people say you should be confident. Confidence is this: you walk in the room, you keep your head high. It doesn't matter if somebody approves of you or not. But really, what is confidence?
Confidence is the unshakable belief in your abilities. So you can be confident in certain areas and not confident in other areas. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But being confident is when what you know that you are the authority on, your skills, your abilities, whatever it is that you stand proud and firm for, that is being confident. It's being secure in yourself, so that when you go out there and you do what you have to do, you are not afraid if you're wrong, if you're right, but you have that belief in yourself so much that even if you're wrong, you can turn that thing around. You know, it's like I'm a woman empowerment coach, but I'm not afraid to, if you ask me a question, to say, you know what, I don't know that right now, but I would go and learn it and get back. I would go and research and I would get back to you. And that is where confidence is. And there's a very fine line with being confident and being egotistic, because being confident, you go out there, you don't have to dim anybody else's light for yours to shine. You don't have to put anybody down. You don't have to be the center of attention, because you know your lane. You are so confident in the race that you are running. You have so much belief in that race that you are running that it doesn't matter what lane 2 and lane 3 and lane 5 and lane 10 are doing. You know that what you are doing, you can do it. You might have to walk, you might have to crawl, but girl, let these other people run around you. Let them run. You would get where you need to get. Confidence is measuring your own success by your own yardstick. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. What it is you have to measure, what does success mean to you? And that is confidence. When you can go out there and say, you know what, I don't care who's chasing the 6 figures and the 10 figures. Success to me means seeing other women shine. So I am so confident that I can speak to 10, 15, 20 women. And when they are successful, I am happy with that. And that is my level of success, that it doesn't matter if you have the private jet and the red bottom shoes and whatever it is, that is my business. And that is confidence.
Wow. Say what you said in the beginning. Look, if you all don't already have, I'm trying to host and take notes. You hear me?
You may have to watch the replay.
Because I'm like, oh, that was so good. What you first said about confidence, and it being, your own lane. It being you measure confidence as, what you measure success as. It doesn't matter who else's yardstick that what they have, their measure of success, their measure of confidence could be totally different than what yours is. And so that is so powerful. Tracy says, so true.
Yeah, and you don't need validation from anyone. Let me tell you something. If you are confident in what you're doing, you take your pom-poms, you put them at the end of your lane, and when you get there, you shake your own touchy. You don't care who's clapping for you on the outside.
Exactly.
That is what it is. You have to be at that point, where you're so secure. Like I was so secure where I can say, I'm leaving my job that's paying me well because I know what I was going to do. And it doesn't mean that you don't meet obstacles along the way. Obstacles are a good thing, because if you're so confident that you don't get obstacles, one of two things are happening. You're either too cocky and egotistic, or you ain't doing nothing. You are sitting in that comfort zone. You are sitting, and success, happiness, all of that does not come in a comfort zone. All that comes in a comfort zone is you sitting there and being comfortable. And you need growing pains. Beauty is pain. To have a baby is pain. Anything in life you have to achieve some level of pain needs. And people think, oh, well, I don't need. Yes, you do. Because when you go through pain, when it could be a physical pain, a mental pain, when you go through pain, when you get to that point, you appreciate it. You hold on to it. And when you're going through pain, even the naturalness of growing, I'm sure you hear your parents say you're going through growing pains. If you don't go through those growing pains, you'll be 2 foot 2 inches for the rest of your life. So the basicness of just having obstacles and all of that is natural, but you have to keep your eye on that end goal. I can do this. I can get from point A to point B. It doesn't matter if I go all around the circles and come back. I am getting there.
Yes, that you said. Oh, look, y'all on here live. You have to be like me and come back and watch the replay. You have dropped so much in that one statement, because let me. I'm trying to get the people on here. So Tracy is saying, be at the point where you are so secure in yourself that you can wave your own pom-poms and celebrate yourself. Yes, you're not waiting for somebody else to validate you. You're not waiting for someone else to say, oh, you're doing a good job. You're not waiting for somebody else to say congratulations. That's confidence and empowerment in itself. That
you don't need that. You don't need validation from anybody.
Yeah.
That is confidence.
I love it. I have not heard it explained this way. I love it. I love it. I love it. Pain is beauty. Yes, but a lot of us don't want to go through that. We don't want to go through what I would say pain could equal process. Trina is saying growth equals pain. So, we all, in order to grow, in order to go through the process, in order to get to where you want to be, we want to just start here and end exactly where we want to be, and not have and skip everything in the middle. In some kind of way, every time you try to skip over, something comes up to make you go right back.
Because it's a journey. It's a journey, and life, you can't crawl under it. You can't go by the side. You can't jump on top. You have to grow through your journey, not just go through it and get tossed and turned and you don't know what you're doing. But if you focused and you plan your way, you plan your steps, you know where you're going to go, even when obstacles come in your way, you are so confident, you are so unshaken by your destination that you grow through the process. Like Corona is going on, and I don't understand how people cannot grow through Corona. I wrote my book. Listen, if I had to sit my backside home, I was going to do something. I wrote the jar when I felt, you know what? I journal a lot, and I'm journaling this, and some woman need this. Girl, I bought my bottle, I put my bling on it, I wrote them, I put them in, and I sell it. And that what it means, bottling and selling, because we in England, we just came off another month lockdown. So I was indoors.
Wow.
I made my jars while I was indoors, and that because I have confidence in it, because I know this is what I have to do. Whereas if we were open, I would have gone to the library or I might have gone to the coffee shop or whatever it is. I made do with what I had and my good old friend Amazon, and I did what I had to do. So
and you did it well. You did it well. So what I hear you saying is, because I want to talk a little bit. You've actually touched it on a lot of those points, because I wanted to look at what does confidence look like. What actually does that entail when you are confident? But you've actually given us some of that already. But when you're confident, and when you know and you're sure, and you're sure in yourself, what does that, because you said it's a fine line between being egotistical and not being humble, so where, how do you know you're breaking that line of
right, ladies, get your notebooks out. Number one, never compare yourself to anybody.
wow.
Never that's what confidence look like. I don't compare myself to you, and you don't compare myself to girl. We may both be black with blonde hair, but we are different. So you do your thing your way, and I do my thing mine. You cannot compare apples and oranges. I'm an apple, you're an orange. And that is the first thing. That's what confidence look like. When you don't compare yourself to anybody else. You just keep your eye and do what you're doing. Remain positive. Even when an obstacle comes in your way, being so reassured, you know your abilities. I know that this jar was going to come hell or high water. So whether they told me I had to stay indoors or I had to go outside, I didn't think, oh my God, why me? That's another thing. You don't ask yourself, why me? You say to any obstacle, try me. Because unless you could have handled that obstacle, it would not have come in your way. And confidence is the time when you're spending worrying about what's this, why this happened. Spend that time and see the positive in the situation. So for example, I could have handwrite those notes because I was stuck indoors. If not, I'd have just tied them up, print them out, and people get something that was less personal. So that's what confidence knows. Confidence is also knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. So I do a lot of collaborations with my book was a collaboration, my affirmation cards was a collaboration, because I am confident in what I'm doing. So it doesn't matter to me if I have to ask another sister, can you do the graphics? Because I know my words will make her graphic look good.
I know that's right.
So confidence is, you know your strengths and you know your weaknesses. You are not afraid to ask for help. You are not afraid to say, like, as I said, I know I've written my affirmation cards, but girl, I can't do no graphic. I don't know one enough a computer to the next. So I was quite happy to collaborate with somebody else. And you have a lot of women, a lot of us are sitting out there. And if you can't say amen, say ouch. And you have half of a product or half of an idea, but because you're not confident, you feel that other person light would shine. You know full well, if you go to your friend Sharon, have the other abilities that you need, but you are not confident. You are not confident in your half of what you have. So you, instead of that, you sit on it and you don't shine because you're afraid to collaborate with somebody else. Confidence looks the way you carry yourself, the way you walk, the way you stand. When you enter a room, you don't have to announce yourself for people to know that you're there, because you're walking tall, your back is not humped. You are confident in the way that you look. You are confident in the reason why you are in that room. So as far as you're concerned, there's no one else in that room but you. And when you walk with that tallness, people notice you. It's like, all right, Who is that woman with the blonde hair and the glasses that walks in here like she owns a place? I don't have to say anything, but I'm so confident in what I am bringing to the table or what I am bringing to the room that is the way I am. And confidence looks like taking a stand for what you believe in. You see, when you sit on the fence because you're not sure about what you're doing or how you say, all you would get on that fence is prickles up your backside. So, you need to believe in something, stand for something, be willing to be challenged on what you stand for. Be willing to be challenged on, I want to do this. And you have people around you saying, you can't do this. The economy is bad. People are not buying this now. People are not buying that now. But you know your USP. You know what you are bringing to the table. So you stand for it and you stand firm for it. And that is what confidence look like in a nutshell.
Woo! Oh, if I had some bell ringing. Oh God, this is my kind of party right here. Oh, look. I mean, how you carry yourself, how you stand, how you walk, being able to pivot. I mean, asking for help. All of those nuggets, I mean, they are awesome. You have been dropping them all night. So being confident sounds good. It sounds like that's what I need to be. That's the presence I want to have. That's where I want to go. So how do you do it? What can you do to be more confident?
Well, confidence is a full-time job. It's a full-time job remaining confident, because people would try to shake you, situations would try to shake you and all of that. But you have to be prepared to put in the work that it takes daily to remain confident. And one of those things you can do is visualizing what you want. A lot of us, we just wake up, get out of bed, jump out, we're late. You run into the shower, you get the kids ready, and you go. But if you wake up a few minutes earlier, those 10 minutes that you wake up earlier would save you hours during the day, because you would wake up, and if you just sit down and visualize what your day would look like. Visualize what your end product would look like. So you get up every day and set your intentions. So you know what you want to accomplish today, this month, next year, next 5 years, next 10 years. And I do something called dream journaling. You write it down as if it's already happened. And when you embed that into your mind, you are going out the day, okay, this is the long-term goal. What 2, 3, 5 steps do I need to take today to help me towards that long-term goal? You can't just leave it to chance. You cannot just leave, because what you would do is, if you don't know what you stand for and where you're going, child, somebody would lead you anywhere and they would tell you anything. So you have to keep reminding yourself of that. We are human beings and life happens. So if we don't keep reminding ourselves of that every single day, the one day when we don't, something can happen that could knock us from a 10 to a 0 in our confidence. Affirmations. You can tell by now, I'm a big affirmation person. Affirming who you are, what you're doing. Wake up every single day, stick it in your car mirror. So when you pull down that mirror to put on that lipstick, there's some there. Stick it by your bathroom when you go to brush your teeth. Stick it where you standing making the eggs for the children. Stick it above the stove, and constantly remind yourself of what your focus is. To be confident as well, you have to take care of your mental health.
Yes.
You cannot pour from an empty cup. And a lot of times we keep going because as women, we are nurturers. So you're looking after your parents, you're looking after your children, you're looking after the husband, you're looking after your friends, you're looking after the people in your office, you're looking after your employee, and you're not looking after yourself. Right. And I say you need to check in with yourself daily, because if you don't check yourself, you would wreck yourself.
Yes.
And we tend to think that taking time for ourselves is selfish, but it's not selfish. It's selfless. Because when you walk away, when you go and have that pedicure, when you go and have your hair done, when you just go for a walk, when you just read a book, what you are doing is you are making yourself a better person so that you don't strangle the children,
Yeah.
or or do all of that.
Right,
So
right.
it's not selfish at all. It's a selfless thing that you do, and you should do it every single day. And a little exercise that I say to women: every day you should do something for you, and that thing for you shouldn't come after you ride the doctor's appointment and the work and this. And girl, you need to write that 10 minutes in your diary first,
Yes.
because if you ain't right, nobody ain't right. And you do it, and get a jar, get something and put it by your bed. And every day when you have done something, take a bath without a child hanging onto your foot, going for a walk, reading 2 pages of a book, or whatever it is, you put something in that jar. It could be a stone, you can write it and put it in. And the days when you don't do anything for yourself, take something out.
Wow.
And when you see that's very visual.
It is. It
It's
is.
very visual, and I've told a lot of women to do it, because you can fool yourself. You can lie to yourself that I have done something for me today.
And
But
you
when
actually
you're
have,
looking and you haven't,
yeah.
you think, oh, well, I went to lunch. Girl, you're entitled to your lunch. I ain't doing something for you. Your boss is not entitled to your 15 minutes. You still need to do something for yourself. But when you consciously and intentionally sit there and write it down and put it in that jar, and the days when you don't do anything, you keep taking it out of the jar, eventually you would see that jar empty. And that jar, when you see that jar going down, you know it's time to check yourself, because you are about to wreck yourself. And every woman on this call, just do it for a week, and you would come back and say to me, girl, I thought I did me time, I thought I did self-care, I thought I did self-love. But guess what? It's only a week and that jar is already empty, because everybody else have needed me this week. And that will help, because when you're tired, when you're not sleeping properly, when you're not eating properly, you cannot be confident in your ability. You cannot have that unshakable belief in yourself, because you're too tired to even know what you're capable of. You're too mentally drained to know I am this badass diva who can sit here and talk to people, because I don't have the mental capacity to even think about it, much less be confident in it. And people, women need to do that every single day. And for those of you who say to me, I don't have the time, those of you saying you don't have the time, those are you that need to do it. If you don't have time for yourself, you're walking dead. Those of you say I don't have the money, you are the ones that need it. Because if you work every single day 12, 10, 15 hours a day, and you would sit here with a straight face and tell me I don't have 25 pounds to spend on a pedicure, you're the one that need that 25 pounds to spend on that pedicure.
Yes.
Because something ain't right.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Like, you cannot afford not to do it.
You
That's
can't afford. No.
Indeed. So what do you do when doubt creeps in? And because we'll run, get it started, we fast paced and we can go and go and go, or we start out well, like, okay, I got my jar, I'm writing my, seeing what I pull out. Okay, this week I didn't do right, I didn't do what I was supposed to do, I'm going to restart this jar again, and hopefully next week, the jar will stay full. But a lot of people start out well where you can get going, but then someone says this and someone says that, or something happens, or a situation happens, or an argument happens, and then doubt starts to come in. So what do you do when you kind of get knocked off your way?
The first thing you do is you take a step back from whatever situation that has knocked you out of your way, and remember who the hell you are and what you were. That's the first thing you need to do. You need to just step back from that situation. Say, hang on. This situation is not for me. This situation will not get me to a place. This situation will not drag me into their situation. I am not for a maybe or if, when, or all of that. I am for a yes or a no. And if something or someone is not building your life, is not making your life better, you need to decide and realize to get rid of that thing. And you have to understand that there's no shame, and that's something I live my life by. There is no shame in falling down. The shame comes when you don't get back up. That is where the shame come in. So you can fall, but and it's natural to fall because we live in a world where we cannot control what is going on around us. What we could control is how we allow it to affect us and how we react to it. And your subconscious, and that is where spending the time daily working on yourself comes in, because that doubt may hit your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind should be so solid that it only shakes. You know, that the hurricane just shakes and it rattles, but nothing falls. It's all right to shake and it's all right to rattle. But where you come on totally unstuck is when you are not prepared. You are not meditating daily. You know, like Christians wait. Some of us, we wait until something happens and then we start to pray. Right. And when in that moment when the thing is happening, God, you can't find the scripture, you can't find the prayer, because guess what? You did not take the time when things were good to build that up. And even if you're not a Christian, build on affirmations, build on quotes, build on different quotes. So when something happened, that quote in your subconscious comes in. But if you don't do that inner work when things are good and when things are thriving, then when the doubt does step in, because it will, you're only human. I'm a coach, girl, and I'm a coach and I need a coach. And I'm sure, and if my coach don't have a coach, I need to find a new coach, because we all get to that point where it sets in. But preparation for the world. And some people might say, well, if I'm preparing to fail, then that means I am thinking I would fail. No. You are preparing because you are realistic and you know that you live in a world where obstacles will come, the naysayers would come. And most of the times it's the people closest to you that say to you, what you think you do? Who do you think you are being a coach? Who do you think you are? Graciously me who? You know, it's the people that know you, your friends. Your friends are the last people that would buy from your business, that would come to you and say, girl, you doing good. And that can affect you mentally and physically if you don't prepare for it. Have routines. You need to have routines, morning routines, evening routines, things that you do that may seem nonchalant. That 10 minutes where you write your journal, where you do your meditation, you know, where you look at planning your day with intention and all of that, it may seem as a waste of time, but trust me, those 10 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night are the ones that prepare you so that when doubt steps in, that you may shake, but you will not topple over.
Woo! Lord, somebody say, yes, you talking good now. Woo! Yes, I mean, there's a saying that they used to say, you can't get anything out of what you haven't put anything into.
So, and that is also yourself.
Yeah.
You can't. How could you expect yourself to stand tall when you don't do the work that it takes to stand tall when you're not standing tall? That is what is important. You can't wait until your car hits something to go, oh God. No.
No, you needed insurance.
Yeah, exactly. You're not thinking I get into an accident, but you need to have insurance. And it's the same thing with your life. It's the same thing with being confident. It's the same thing with running a business. It's the same thing with just living, just being a person. You know, we need the inner work. A lot of people say they don't have time for that inner work. and they don't understand that they need to do that inner work, because that is the thing that would keep you. I have my moments when I'm like, Lord, I can't do this, but then I sit back and I remember, girl, you know who you are. So
Yeah.
stop that hollering and bawling and get off that bed and
Yeah.
go and do what you were sent here to do. But if I didn't put the work in before, I would still be in that bed crying.
Yes. That
And
is
you
so.
know, also when doubt set in, give yourself a time. I have a pity party time. I give myself about an hour.
An hour.
And if it's a real bad one, I set an alarm on my phone. And when that alarm goes off, doesn't matter how deep in hollering and bawling I am, I get up, I put the war paint on, I drink something strong, and I said, right, what are you gonna do about that now? Let's fix this thing. You've had enough. You've had your pity party. Now
Yeah.
it's time, and do it. Set an alarm on your phone. You know, and just say it. I am getting up after this, and I'm looking for solutions. I am getting out of this doubt. I am. That person said, "What, girl? I'm gonna write about you and write how you would not shake me." And then I would take that paper, I would burn it, I would forget about you, and I would keep stepping.
Ooh.
Don't be afraid to give yourself a pity party hour. I do it.
Yes, yes, yes. Trina said inner work is life insurance.
Yeah.
That is the truth. And that life insurance analogy just came to me like, you know, you have to have it. That's something that you have to fall back on. And when you don't have it and something hits, then you just looking around, you driving off, you doing all of this stuff to avoid what just happened because you were not prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrell, your girl.
Oh, Shirley's
Hey, Marcel. She is fabulous. You
here. Oh,
already.
she's super. That's my sissy across the pond, my Tasha.
Yes, she came and she spoke to us and was on point about mental health. It
Mm-hmm.
was awesome. And she said
Yeah, and
that. Go
sorry,
ahead.
that's another thing. Having an inner circle, having Tasha is my inner circle. And when I get to a point, or she gets to a point, I'll be right. I'm on this phone. I'm not getting off until you do X, Y, and Z. And she does the same for me. And
Yes,
we call each other bra friends. And that bra friend is there to hold you up when everything's heading south, girl.
yes.
So
You need
Tasha
that.
holds me up when I'm heading south, and I hold her up when she's heading south. And you need to have that inner circle. You need to have one or two people who you give authority in your lives to call you out on your BS, because we all get to that point where, you know, to call you out where you don't say, leave me alone, I don't
Yeah,
get into my business. You need to give someone some
that sounds like
authority
me. I
to
like
tell
to,
you.
yeah, when things are not going right, I go all the way into a shell. I don't go, I can do things like this, but personally, I close everybody out. And then I say, when I have myself together, then I come back out and I present myself.
Girl, you need to stop that, because misery likes to you when you're lonely.
Yes, that is so
Misery and your mental health and all of that, it likes you when you're sitting there in that dark room, and you don't have to tell everybody your business, but you
true.
have to have these one or two people. Like, I think Tasha know when if it's man problem, money problem, business problem, whatever it is, you need to have that person you can go to and say, sis, I need you. And then you would get to that point with that inner circle where you don't need to say anything.
Yes.
And again, Tasha and I have a few girlfriends like that. Tasha and I sometimes we just know when something's not right. We
Right.
just know, and you get to that point, and I say, you know what, whatever it is,
Mhm.
I'm here. And you get reminded of that. So we need to find you a few of those so you don't go into
Well,
yourself.
I do have a couple, but they're like, oh, come back and see me when you get it together because I already
You
tried to call
girl,
you
you
5 times and you ain't
need
answer the phone, so I'm done.
No, heck, you need to get rid of these people that say to you, come back when you've got it all together. You need to say to them, if you can't be here with me when I don't have it all together, I don't need you here with me when I have it all together.
That's a great point. That's a great.
So,
I know a lot of times it's me though. I will not answer the phone. I will say, "Let's give me a minute. Let me get back to you." I would do all of that, but I do need to change that. You're exactly right because misery does love company. It takes longer to come out
yeah.
of whatever you're in when you do it that way. So I definitely need to change that. Let's hold your girls up, support them, and keep them.
Oh
That's
yes, a bra friend.
yes, yes, yes. Quita said, if you can't be there at my lowest, I don't need you at my highest.
Exactly.
That is so true. That is so true. And Tracy says, thank you because I believe in an inner circle because so many women don't see this point. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Or you could be like me and just, you on all the time. You're on. People expect certain things from you. Like you said, a
Mhm.
coach needs a coach because no
Yeah.
matter what, I'm out here. I love people. I love women. That's my goal too. Empowering women and letting them see who they are, outside of what the tunnel vision they have,
Mhm.
so that they can come into their own and say, I can do this, I can be this. But I break down.
Who's
I
there for
break
who's there for you, mama? Who's there for you?
down. That's right. That's right. That's right. So you're exactly right. Tasha, so we don't go for that. We FaceTime with tears running down and
Oh,
we
we
stay
do.
through it all.
It's
That's
not
that's
in the nose.
yeah. just
Girl,
run.
when I say I'm gonna kill him, Tasha say, no, put the knife down. You can't do that.
Yes, she brings you back.
She does. She reins me in.
Yes. So look, how long does it become to become a confident person? Is it a certain amount of time or
No, it's a continuous work. It's a continuous journey because being confident is being confident in different areas. We have so many different areas in our lives, and confidence switches according to the situation.
Mm,
So for you might be confident on here interviewing me, but when you're going through something, you're not confident enough to speak to someone about it. You might
right.
be you might be in your job, they're like, oh my God, you're the best person ever, but at home you're not confident. Some people can write to their heart's content, but they're not confident in being live. So being confident is continuous work because you have to choose the areas in your life, and you may choose, okay, I'm going to work on X, Y, and Z, and then in 3 months time, right, I'm confident, I'm unshakable, I know my abilities in those areas, let me choose another 3 or let me choose another 4. And so confidence is a continuous work, and you have to be willing to continuously work on it because the world is evolving. You may have been a confident person on the phone, but now social media set in, so you have to go live. So you
Right.
have to change what you're confident in to suit what is going on around you. So it's continuous. You just have to always have the mindset of bettering yourself. Wake up and want to be a better person in an area of your life than you were yesterday.
Wow.
And none of us imperfect. So every day we have to work to better something in our life.
That is so true. I mean, you said it perfectly. So I'm just going to move on to, how do you know you've worked on it? You've done the jars, you've asked for help, you've pivoted, you have your bra friends, and you all talk. And how do you know where you can actually get to the point to say, you know what, I got this. I'm staying sure, and for lack of a better word, I am confident. How do you know when you're truly confident?
When you can wake up every single day and walk in your unapologetic way. When you can get up and you don't care what's on the other side of the door, you don't care what people say, you don't care what people think they saw, you don't care what people thought you said. You wake up and you live your truth. You stand by your truth. You live unapologetically. Listen, I don't care if the 19 people on this live now think I'm talking rubbish. Girl, that ain't my business. I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk anyway. I don't care. And when you get to that point, when you don't need validation from anybody, I don't need anybody to tell me that I can speak for the next 2 hours, because I know I can.
Right.
And I know that I could speak for the next 2 hours and not repeat the same sentence twice. So I don't need that validation. When you start to listen more than you speak, you're confident.
Oh, that's good right there.
You need, girl, we got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Yeah.
And as I said, when you walk into a room and you don't have to say anything, you can listen to what people are saying, because when it's your time to speak, you will be unapologetically you. When you are able to own up to your mistakes, girl, I ain't afraid to tell you I was wrong. I said this, and as I said before, I'm not afraid to say, I don't know about this. I'll go and research it and get back to you. That is when you know you are confident. When you are able to face challenges head on, you may shake me a little bit, but you will not topple me. I am confident in where I'm going and what I am doing. So I am facing that challenge. When you are able to celebrate others, you can't say amen, say ouch.
Amen. Amen.
Because it does, you are so confident in you. It doesn't, you are happy when your sister's winning. Because her light is shining doesn't mean your light is dimming. So when you can stand up and when you can sit here and someone could produce a book or a product, and you can send flowers, and that flowers came from the deepest pits in your heart, and it does, you're happy. Girl, I'm happy. You come and make the millions. When you are happy to make space at the top of the table for other women, you are confident. Because if you were not, girl, I don't want you next to me. You're like my dim mind.
Right.
Girl, I've got day 180 watts. So you can bring your light.
Yeah.
That is when you are confident, when you know I am unshakable in the belief of what I am doing.
Yes. Look, Nyasha.
Yes, ma'am.
If I don't go back and listen to this 2 or 3 times, I don't know what else I'm gonna do, because when I tell you, just like this Facebook user, I can listen to you all night. You are hitting it. I mean, you are knocking this thing out of the park. You are not just saying you are this and then you don't have it to back it up. I mean, I have learned so much so far. And I have two more questions, because then I'm going to let you go. We're usually on here an hour. I know it's 1 o'clock in the morning where you are. But when I tell you, you have inspired, motivated, and just put so much in me tonight, you really, 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 really have. So I'm not going to hold you long. I just have 2 quick questions. Ladies, if you all have a question, please put it in the comments, because 2 people will win a 30-minute session with her. But you have her now. I'm sure she's willing to answer a few questions if you have some. So go ahead and put those questions in the comments. Listen, self-esteem and your confidence. How does that work together?
They are different, because your self-esteem is your overall belief in yourself, your look, your appearance, and all of that, your mind. Your self-confidence is your belief in your abilities. Now, if you don't, and your self-esteem affects your self-confidence, because if you're not feeling good about yourself, if you're having negative thoughts about how you are, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not capable of this and all of that, then you cannot build, you have nothing to build the confidence on. Self-confidence is built on your self-esteem. And for a lot of us, our self-esteem was built when we were children. Our parents, what they tell us, what they say you could or you couldn't do, your siblings, your friends, your teachers, give you that self-esteem because they help shape how you see yourself, what you think about yourself. And your self-esteem is something you need to work on first, because unless you have the good self-esteem, you cannot build self-confidence. It's like building a house. Your self-esteem is the foundation. Girl, I know I look good. I may have a few pounds on, but hey, I'm fluffy thick and I'm quite happy with that. I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know what my purpose is. I know the plan for my life. All of those come into your self-esteem. And on top of your self-esteem, you build your self-confidence. So they are completely different things, but you need one to work with the other. And sometimes you may find that you are trying to build self-confidence, you are trying to build a business, you're trying to build in a job and all of that. But because of the value that you put in yourself, you can't move because you don't know who you are. You don't know your worth. How could you be confident in a job? How could I be confident and say to you, girl, if you need to speak to me, I start at $2.50 an hour, because I know my worth. I had to know my worth. And then I build the confidence to be a coach that I know I am worth that $2.50.
Right.
But if I didn't know my worth first, I can be the best badass coach there is, here and across the pond, but I have no self-esteem, no self-worth. So I would say to you, you can speak to me for free.
Yeah, I have. Oh, you talking good, because
this free trade. Listen, when you know your worth, when you know that I'm quite happy with you not paying me my $2.50 because I know someone else would pay it to me. When you are not ready to water down, if you can't pay 50, I'll take 200. Hell no, you ain't worth 200. And that is because you know your worth. You know that you are good at what you do. You know that you were born to do this. You know that you are walking in your purpose. You know that if Sharon would not pay me my $2.50, I'm quite happy to let her go, because I am that good in myself that Jane will come and pay me $3.50 so Sharon could take her 200 and go somewhere else. And that is knowing your worth and your self-esteem.
Wow. Woo. I'm hardly ever at a loss for words, hardly ever. But tonight, I'm telling you, I'm so glad you ladies are chiming in, because I am trying to host and I am trying to soak this stuff in, and it is just it's a breath of fresh air. It really is. Luana says, can you have too much self-esteem or confidence?
No.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that answer. Okay, so let us hear it. So you don't think you can have too much?
You can never. How could you? Listen, there is no worth on you. Yeah. There is no worth on how fabulous you are. There is no worth on how beautiful you are.
Yeah.
You just have to, and the more you have, the more you are so confident in yourself that it doesn't border on being cocky. It's when you don't have enough.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry, you guys.
That's okay. It's when you don't have enough that you become cocky and you become egotistic, because you are putting a front on.
Okay, so when it becomes fake.
When you faking it till you're making it because you don't know it, that's when you have to be loud and proud and out there and in everybody's faces and prove I am this and I am that. But when you know your worth, girl, you don't need to prove nothing to nobody. And the more you know your worth, you should know your worth and have confidence enough to know, guess what? I'm at a point now where I ain't looking for clients. Clients come looking for me. And that is not being cocky. That is knowing your worth.
Yes.
But when you out there shouting and being proud and I'm making 6 figures and girl, you faking it till you making it.
Yes, I have seen it time and time again.
If you can't say amen, say ouch.
Yes, 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 yes. If you can't say amen, definitely say ouch. Dewana said that was gotcha. Thank you. Yes, somebody else said that was very informative. Listen, just one more question I got, and I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go. I promise. It's so many people saying we got to bring you back, and yes, we're gonna have to bring her back, ladies. But let's talk about fear. That's my last question. Can we talk a little bit about fear and how that plays a part in having confidence and being confident?
Fear goes hand in hand with limiting beliefs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you don't just wake up and you're afraid of something. You're afraid of success. You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of not making it. When you're in a point of being afraid, when you're in that point of fear, you need to dig deeper and where did that fear come from? Because when we were born, we don't have a fear. You know, children, my nephew's 10 months old now, and child, he's running, he's doing this, he's not afraid of this, he's not afraid of that. But where fear steps in is when we as parents, me as my aunt saying, don't go on the edge, you're going to fall. Don't do this, you're going to this. Don't do this. And a lot of the times we don't know the damage that we are doing. So when fear plays a massive part in your confidence and your self-esteem. But if you're at a point where you're listening to me and you think, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of that, I'm afraid of that, dig a bit deeper, go back a few steps and ask yourself, where did I get that fear from? And what you would find is at some point in your life, someone might have said to you, girl, you can't be no coach. It could be when you're 6 years old and you said to your mom, I think I want to be a coach. You can't be a coach. You have to be a doctor. You have to be this. You have to be that. So now you think, I can't do this. I can't do this. But you don't know where it's coming from unless you have dug deep. When you think about success, you think, I can't be successful. I can't make a lot of money because your parents have been telling you from the dot that money is the root of all evil. These rich people in that house are nasty to people. You don't want to be like them and all of that. So you develop that fear. So fear is not something which you just magic out of the air. Fear is connected to it being put upon you either intentionally or unintentionally by the people who had authority in your life. Your priest, your pastor, your teachers, your parents, your grandparents, the neighbor next door. And these people who had that authority had put that into your life. We were not born with fear, and fear could be broken. Fear is, there are different things that you can do to get rid of fear. But unless you know where that fear came from, you would not be able to deal with it. Girl, and limiting beliefs is a whole nother show.
Yes. I'm just sitting here like, ooh, that is so deep because you really, talking about doing the work, you really have to go back and really do the work and really be honest with yourself and really be ready to open up a book that may hurt, that may, cause some uncomfortabilities, so that's really, really putting in the true healing work to find out and that is not free. That does not come easy. That takes really going into yourself, but it's work.
Once you do it and you do it wholeheartedly,
Yes.
It's done.
Yes.
And
That's the
ain't
good
no
thing.
stopping you. Ain't no stopping you.
Yes, yes. Look, someone said, why isn't she on TV? She has books. We get ready to talk about that. Have books. She is past the level of Oprah. Yes.
Oh, you're too
Has
kind.
books and motivation cards. It's so good. And that leads me right into the next thing. Because like I said, whoever is in the room and has not typed confidence in the comments, please do that. After this broadcast, I am going to go back. You all know how I do it. I put everybody's name in, and we're going to spin the wheel twice. And 2 people are going to win a book and a free 30-minute session with her, or the affirmation motivation cards, and a free 30-minute session. So we're going to have 2 winners. But in the meantime, please let us know, what do you have? What book? What card? Want to know, what do you have that we can get it?
Well, I've got my book, which I wrote with another coach, another diva. She's a diva auntie. And the book is called Girl, Get Out of Your Way, Breaking Free to Get and Stay on Track. And in here, we just show you how you hold yourself back, for you to recognize it, what you're doing. And we also give you tips and tricks on how to get yourself out of there. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll be launching an accountability group, like an academy, so you can go through the 12 steps in here that can help you to get out of your own way. Because sometimes we think, you know what, I'm doing everything. I've got all the resources, I've got the money, I've got the this, but nothing ain't working for me. Child, that's because you are not working for you. That's why nothing ain't working for you. So this is the book that I wrote with my friend Dion June. And then this is a jar of just daily empowerment quotes that I wrote for women, something that I would like to hear if I'm going through something. And they are handwritten because I love pen and paper. So they're handwritten in my fountain pens. You get 46 just daily quotes in there just to keep you going. And then I've got my empowerment affirmation cards. And I wrote this because I thought, you can't see me all the time. I'm not there all the time. And sometimes you need a little kick up your backside. So it's not just an affirmation. It's an affirmation along with some words of inspiration, encouragement, and motivation from me. So all of these are products. And then for Christmas, I've got some gift boxes and stuff like that. I wouldn't bore you with it, but what I would do, if you don't mind, I would put the information afterwards.
Okay, that will be
of all the different packages that I have. And yeah, that's it. And my line is always open, because I know sometimes people sit there and you don't talk. You feel you can't tell Auntie Nelly because she's going to tell Auntie Julie, and Auntie Julie would tell Cousin Shonda, and before you know it, it's gone all over the place.
Yes.
Well, I don't know Auntie Nelly, Auntie Julie, and Cousin Shonda.
Yes.
So you can pop into my inbox at any time, and I tend to make time for most people. Now, I would talk to you for a certain number of time, because my time ain't free.
You're right. That's right.
Because I love you. You know,
I
will give you the first 10-15 minutes of chatting. And then if you think, oh, I need more of her, then I do hourly sessions. I do courses, 6 weeks courses and stuff. And I also do group coaching. So once you connect with me on social media, then you would know when I've got something. There's always something going on with me. I can't sit still.
Well, I'm so glad. The ladies are so glad that you can't keep still. Ladies, please support her. She's going to put in all her information. I have actually listed her Instagram page, her coaching page on all of the posts that I put about tonight. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Book, just quick question. The book, you can get the other stuff. I have to send it to you. The book you can get on Amazon. Just put my name in and it would come up, and you can buy it straight from Amazon America.
Okay. Well, that sounds good too. So ladies, like I said, support. when I tell you the information and nuggets that she have poured into us tonight, sometimes you pay $1,000 to go to a conference and they still won't give you that much. So when I tell you that she has poured out, and she has really given you some information that if you say, I would really like to get in that room, but I just can't afford it, honey, God just sent you in the room, because I have been in those rooms and you hardly get anything without paying for it. So she really, Nyasha, you have really, 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 really poured into us. We really thank you. It has definitely been a pleasure. This would not be the last time. Thank you for coming into the
Thank
conversation.
you for having me. Thank you for having
You're
me.
very welcome. You're very welcome. Go back, you guys, watch the replay. I know I will. I will definitely be watching the replay. Congratulations again on your book, and congratulations on your affirmation, your motivation cards. Just whatever you do, I will be here to support you. Someone said that they can't wait to get their book. So yes, go on Amazon, get your book. Everything else she's going to put it in, how to get in contact with her and how to purchase those things, because we really need those things. I mean, it's so much going on. And sometimes you don't want to pick up the phone and call someone. Sometimes you don't want to go through what happened all over again. But if you can pull that card and it says, girl, get yourself together, whatever you got on there.
Yeah,
I know
some of them does say that, girl, get up.
Yes, if it says that, then maybe you can just pick yourself up, again. And you didn't have to tell Aunt Susie, Aunt Shonda, and everybody else didn't have to know, but you could reach over and just get that. And sometimes you just need that little push. I know I do. Nyasha, so many people say they're going to go back and watch it again. They're saying thank you. So tonight has really, really, really been wonderful. You guys, ladies that have hung with us tonight, thank you. I will be announcing who won tomorrow. I'm going to let you go, Nyasha, because I know what time is 1:11 a.m.
1:11. Girl, and if I sit here any longer talking to you, I would get put out.
Man, we definitely don't want you to get put out. So until next time, everyone, be blessed and good night.
Night, night.